Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another SWGOH video. So I'm back with another Conquest video. Now in this one I will be playing through all the battles here in Sector 2, including completing all the feats on the boss battle. Now I'll be able to find these and all my other Conquest videos on my SWGOH for Life tool. If you haven't seen it yet, go and check it out. There'll be a link in the description below. Now because this Conquest number 5 is exactly the same as number 4, I thought that instead of doing some more in-depth guides on defeating the boss battles, I'll just give you kind of a rough playthrough, just that you see what teams I'm using, what discs I'm collecting, and if you are interested in boss guides, more detailed, in-depth, again check out my tool, link in the description below, where you can see from previous Conquest how I defeated all of these bosses. But anyway, let's get started here. So I didn't equip any discs yet, so as explained in the first Sector 1 video, I'm not planning to equip any discs unless absolutely necessary. But anyway, for reference, these are the discs that I collected. Now apart from Converse Agility and the Thermometer discs, these two were not on my list. I don't really plan on using them. The others were actually quite good. I got what I was looking for, more or less. So again, if you're interested more in discs, what discs I'm looking out for and why, if you haven't seen my first video yet, go and check it out. But now we'll just start battling through here, again not equipping any discs until absolutely necessary. But in this video I kind of want to continue the topic of the first one, where I talk about discs in general, like which ones I'm looking for and why, how to use them. In this one I want to like a little bit extend the topic, because I just feel like there is so much potential for theory crafting and having lots of fun here in the Conquest, trying different combination of discs with different teams. But as we know, credit crunch here in Conquest is for real, because every time you unequip any of those, it costs you credits. And like this, they're pretty much limiting us to be very selective with discs, instead of going crazy and trying different combination. Imagine that they wouldn't charge us for this. Imagine all the combinations of this you could be trying out with different teams. It would be so much fun, because you could really lift some teams that are not so good to be very amazing. Now I understand why they're charging. Obviously everything here costs credits, even removing mods and things like that, so that's okay. But at least if there would be more sources of more credits, because at the moment pretty much if you want to max out all the shards there from Commander Ahsoka Tano every time, you don't really have a whole left to wiggle when it comes to unequipping disc. Not to mention if you're buying all the shards from Ahsoka, you're now putting on pause buying the blueprints from Razor Crest, slowing down the farm from that. And finally, the scavenger nodes there, they have so much great gear or relics, they have so much amazing stuff there, but again I can't buy anything because I do not have enough credits. It's very pinchy. Now initially I thought, okay, once we all get Razor Crest 7 stars, then we'll have more credits to go around and we can start buying gear or buying relic materials, whatever you need really for your roster. But now they introduced Ahsoka Tano as the next character here, which, hey, don't get me wrong, I love this, but it seems like that this might be the trade going forward, that basically every 3 months or so we'll be getting new characters launched exclusively here, which means we'll never get to use credits really for all those lovely things that you can get in scavenger nodes. So I'm hoping that it gets addressed in the future, but I doubt it. But anyway, here are some of my suggestions how they could introduce a little bit more credits for us here, so that we can actually buy more stuff, because we all love buying, right? So first one is, as we go along, especially as you get through to the Sector 3, 4 and 5, there'll be discs that you already have 2 free of, and you have absolutely no need to get more. But because of the limited selection, you can't really select any more useful discs. So maybe they could introduce some sort of scavenging of the disc, same as we have that we can scavenge. We use Java Scavenger there to get relic materials out of our gear. Maybe here we could go like, okay, fine, let me scavenge or sell the discs that I do not need to get some credits back, because then again this will allow you to get more credits, either spend them more, buy more stuff, or have a play around and equip other data discs. So there's definitely an opportunity there, because as you know, by the end of Conquest, you know, you'll probably be using what, like maybe 5-6 discs out of 20 or so you've chosen. So a lot of them, you know, are just kind of dead weight. So by selling them, we could get more credits, which will allow us to either improve our roster quicker or have more fun in Conquest with switching things around. Another one I think as well that they should look at is the Feats at the moment, they only award key cards. So when you max, whenever you max your crate at 425 or whatever key cards it is, you can just stop playing. There is no incentive that you keep, you know, replaying or go back and completely max out all the feats if the feats themselves don't give any rewards. So this would kind of work both ways. Obviously, CG would get us to interact more with the game, play more, so they can, you know, get more analytics and everything on what people are doing. And at the same time, we would be as well then motivated to actually do get all the feats completed, not just the minimum to get max rewards. So for every feat, for example, they could hand out 10 credits or so. So then, you know, this again would be an extra incentive there for us to complete everything, to get more credits so we can have more fun or progress our roster faster. So there's just a couple of small like tweaks how we could introduce more credits here in the Conquest that would allow us to a little bit, you know, ease that credit crunch there as the Conquest goes on. So I'm definitely hoping that, you know, they'll be looking at how they can introduce more credits here so we can have more fun at the end of the day. Now, speaking of fun, there really is some like cool, I think these combinations I would love to try out, but you know, because of the credit crunch, as mentioned before, you know, I don't really get to do. For example, we have all these series of ruthless discs where when enemy falls below 100%, you get extra offense or you get extra turn meter. Now imagine that, having Leader's Resolve and then going with Talzin-led Night Sisters, and then Talzin will be very fast because of Leader's Resolve disc. She will go first and her AoE ignores protection, goes straight for health, and this will immediately reduce health below 100% on all the enemies, giving all those boosts. So definitely like Night Sisters could benefit huge from that sort of disc combination. And as well, one could be very fun, you know, the Zealous Ambition disc where your support and healers gain extra offense based on their max health. Now Cam has this as well built into his kit, so imagine having Cam with a bunch of Galactic Republic support and healers combined with Zealous Ambition disc. Imagine the amount of damage like Barris or Luminara could do if you do have them relic. That would be so fun to try out, but again, I don't think I'll ever get to try it out because, you know, I'm trying to save my credits for the important stuff like characters and ships here, not for unequipping and discs, just to try out fun combinations. So just a couple of things there, you know, that on top of my head, I'm sure, you know, there's a lot more crazy combination we could come up with, but we don't even bother because we don't want to waste credits there for doing that. So definitely credit crunch is real, so I'm hoping at some point in the future this gets addressed somehow, but you know, I wouldn't count on it too much because, as we know, CG is very, very scarce when it comes to giving us resources to have more fun. So there you go, these are kind of my suggestions here how we could improve the situations when it comes to playing around and having more fun with discs, and as well introduce some more credits here so we can actually do something. I mean, another fun idea could be, for example, you go and collect, you know, 2 gray discs of the same kind. How about we introduce a way of slicing those, that you slice 2 grays and you get a green. You slice 2 greens, you get a blue. You slice 2 blue ones, you get a purple. So this would kind of allow us, you know, to maybe boost the discs that we have and things like that. And definitely, like, you know, having only 12 slots available for data disk, you quickly fill those up if you do put one of those purple ones in. So I don't know, there's definitely lots of room for improvement here that would allow us to have more fun in this game Conquest, because it started out really well, but at the moment it just becomes quite repetitive, and especially with the credit crunch, it's just not about fun anymore. It's about how do I manage my resources here so that I can get max shards and max feats every time. Alright, so here it's like slowly making my way through Sector 2, collecting more discs. Almost made it to the boss battle. And I've done again detailed guide on how I completed all the feats versus General Skywalker. Again, link in the description below to my SWGOH for Life tool, where you can see that a detailed guide. This time I'll be trying out some different teams that I did last time. but when it comes to turn meter removal, I think, you know, it's almost needed to use Gideon, but obviously you can use different teams around Gideon if you want. So I'll see what I can make work there once I get. But definitely one of the teams I didn't try last time, I'll try to use CLS team. So that's for the feats where you have to win without a tank, and then as well winning no less than using no less than 6 special abilities. For that one, I think I used troopers last time, so this time I'll be using CLS, and it worked. Hopefully it will work well. We shall see. Anyway, I have to get through these final couple of nodes here. Yeah, these separatist ones are always a bit tricky because they're so fast, they get so much speed. But anyway, just burning through. Now here in Sector 2, one of the feats here is that you have to win 14 battles with a full Jedi squad, so that's what I'm trying to do. However, my Jedi now are kind of getting low already on stamina, unfortunately. So let's see. So we got Vitality, but I think I'll pick up Health Recovery for now. Because I know that one came in handy last time around. Alright, let's see the final enemy. We got Ewoks here. Okay. Now I don't want to burn something too crazy here, because again, you know, managing stamina as well can be tricky if you're doing you know, too many battles a day. And here as well, you know, I had to use Jedi for that Jedi feat in Sector 2 here, so their stamina is low. Because I know there is a team with Jedi Knight Luke and Moff Gideon that you can use versus General Skywalker to get a turn meter removal feat done. But I think the stamina on my Jedi will be too low to try that, so I'll just try Vader again for the turn meter removal feat. So I'll just do that. But first we need to burn for these Ewoks actually. Man, they are really putting up a fight. My Hux is barely hanging in there, but I think I got things under control now. We got Elder out. We got the Wicked out, so just a case of finishing off these two guys. Only T-Bow left. Oof. Luckily I'm spinning up this footage, right? Who wants to watch a 4-minute battle versus Ewoks? Alright, so we got battle now versus General Skywalker. Again, same feats as last time, so you know, we pretty much know what to do here. So you have to win with no tanks in your squad and win with using no more than 6 special abilities. So for these two first feats, you can just go ahead and use your standard CLS team. Again, I do not have any discs yet equipped here. It's without discs. I do not want to equip anything until absolutely necessary. Just gonna guess, you know, quickly take him down. Then you have to get rid of 5s here. But now, you know, we have to be selective with special abilities. Let's call Hunt for an assist. And maybe now it's going to be basics only from here on out. There we go, basic. Okay, here comes Arc Trooper. Oh, I think Guess is about to get up now. There we go. But luckily I've got CLS guarded, I've got Han guarded. Now my Chewbacca actually, he's modded for tenacity. So Guess was not able to land a daze on him. Okay, I did not want to get counterattacks there, so I did use a special ability with Han. There we go. So, but from here on out, I think basics only. I think already used 6 special abilities. Because CG, please give us counters for the feats so that we don't have to keep a track in our mind of, you know, what we used, how many times and things like that. Here comes an AoE there. Oh, this time there was a daze on Chewie, but counterattacks there. Finished off General Skywalker, and there you go. Completing these 2 feats is very easy here with CLS. So just the last remaining feat to be done, and there's a turn meter removal feat. I wanted to try the Jedi one, but because of the low stamina, I went again back to the Vader team that I showed you in my detailed guide. So these are these here that I equipped. So for this turn meter removal feat, I did have to equip discs because, you know, General Skywalker, he's such a beast here that if you drag on your battle for too long, you'll just get destroyed. But anyway, that's the team that I featured before. Obviously first going to Merciless here. Now because I do have stacking offense, every time Vader gets a turn, he's getting offensive buffs, which stacks his offense, obviously on top of weapon tech. Defense penetration we would get from what anyway. So Vader, as battle progresses, will be hitting harder and harder. And because of Vader's lead, obviously we are removing turn meter, and now Gideon removes more turn meter here. There we go. throw the Culling Blade. That should make General Skywalker sit down. Let's go all out on 5s, apply Armor Shred. Okay, now another attack. Let's just put it up over onto Brood. Now here I could resummon tank, but I just went for the turn meter removal because at the end of the day, that's the key here, is to remove turn meter. Again, more turn meter removal with an AoE from Tarkin. There goes 5s. There goes Rex. Let's see if we can. Yeah, took out there. Another clone. Guess caught up. That's not very nice of him. Anyway, Force Crush. There we go. We'll survive his AoE. That's okay. Alright, there we go. Basics. As you can see, Vader's basic is doing nearly 200k because of all that stacking offense. So here definitely, you know, you will need some discs already, I think, if you do want to get the turn meter removal feat done. Okay. Maybe I'll just do basic and save the Culling Blade for Skywalker when he gets up. There we go. My Vader barely hanging in there. That's why you need Leader's Resolve there, just to boost your leader stats. And there we go. Basic there because all that stacking offense. I was able to one-shot General Skywalker and completed the turn meter removal feat easily here without any issues. Alright, so let's see what this... Oh, we got Booming Voice. I do love Booming Voice data disc, but again, because of the credit crunch, I don't think I'll ever equip it. I'll just keep these ones that are more specific for all the boss feats we need to complete. Anyway, Sector 3 unlocked, but there was one battle here where I did lose a unit, so let's just go ahead run this battle again. So it's again the Steadfast Retribution modifier for the enemy, where damage gets reflected on us, but you know, luckily here Vader will be taking so many turns. I don't think enemy will really get a chance to do much. Let's take out Anakin first because, you know, he can get a bonus turn. Now these guys will counterattack, but that's why we do have our pre-taunter there. There goes Shakti. Oh man, stacking offense here really doing wonders for us. And there we go. Here completed all the feats except one in this sector. So it's the one where you have to win, I think, was it 14 Jedi battles? Yes, you have to win 14 battles with the Jedi. And this is where, you know, the stamina comes in play, because if I would just use my Jedi for all the 14 battles, I think I'll struggle at some point to 3-star all of them, just because their stamina would be too low. So I'll get to those towards the end when we need, you know, to complete all the feats. But so far, Sector 1 and 2 all complete except one of those, you know, multi-battle feats, which we'll get to later. And this is the progress I made so far towards the global feats after 2 sectors. And there you go. That's all for today's video. Obviously, I'll be making another video there for Sector 3, 4, and 5. So those are all coming. And again, I'll put them all on my SWGOH for Life tool, so you can refer to them anytime you want. So I'll see you in the next one. But until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.